Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. I'm Hudson.
And I'm Allie.
Coming up, a city killer asteroid is about to get dangerously close to Earth.
Also, what is our biggest weakness when it comes to food?
All that and more on the way next. Would you hire a man who in a job interview said his biggest weakness is Oreos?
Whoa.
8772 Radio U, the talkback button in the Radio U app.
Interesting answer to that question.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of worse answers.
It's true. I hate those type of questions.
I know.
Never know what to say.
What are you supposed to say there?
Right. Because it's like either you're going to look terrible and they're going to be like, okay, we're not hiring you.
Yeah. If you're actually honest.
Right.
Or
you
lie,
yeah.
and they're like, this guy's a liar.
Yeah, they're like, obviously, that's not a weakness.
Oh, yeah, he cares too much.
Right.
Okay.
He's too dedicated to the job.
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like they can find even any way for you, even if you answer that question perfectly, there is no perfect answer because they'll just find a way to spin that into a negative.
It's a no-win situation with that question.
When they asked me that at Radio U, I said no comment. And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, look at me now.
You're like, none.
Yeah, but this guy sincerely, he posted a TikTok video of himself in the car directly after a job interview. And he said when he got to the what's your biggest weakness part of the interview, he panicked. He didn't know what to say.
Everyone does, sir.
Yeah. He could have just gone with the I care too much or some kind of classic line. But instead, he said. He
blurted out.
He says, Oreos, I'll eat them until the milk's gone. Could be 2, could be 12.
12's not that many.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's actually not. I've eaten way more than 12.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that bad if you stop at 12. So.
And if he actually sincerely said that here at Radio U, that would probably be seen as mostly a positive. Definitely not a negative.
No, because I think we would be able to relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I know for me, if I was going for biggest weakness when it comes to food, everybody knows what this is going to be. Oatmeal cream pies. Oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime they are in the station, I can't stop eating them.
Yeah.
The reason why I say it's the biggest weakness, it's no big deal if broccoli is something I don't say no to, because broccoli is not going to hurt you. Oatmeal cream pies, there's a lot of calories, lots of sugar, probably not great for your teeth and your health. So you really should stop, but I can't.
The only problem with having Oreos or any food as your biggest weakness in a job interview is just purely break room related.
Yeah.
Like and you know what? We put up with that here at Radio U. The people that can't stop eating the snacks.
Well, no one else seems to eat the oatmeal cream pies.
I know. They're all for you.
They really are.
But what if there was something good in the break room that the rest of us wanted? That happens sometimes.
The one thing that, and I just got some for myself, which I do occasionally because I love it so much, Utz Pub Mix. We can't say no to that.
I know.
We love that stuff.
If we knew how you would demolish the Pub Mix, we might not have hired you.
I mean, I think we both equally demolish it.
Yeah, but I want more of it, and I was already here. So I'm saying if I
just
knew...
bought my own canister, so if they buy one for the break room, it's all yours.
Yeah. Okay,
you
nice.
and Nene.
Yeah, nice. It tastes better when it's free. Radio U, where music is going, 8772 Radio U. I made a joke about this yesterday in our meeting, Allie, but it was serious. I wasn't just making it up out of nowhere. I was saying how Nikki... who used to be on the show, one of our bosses, was talking about how like there's weird bugs showing up way more than normal where she is.
Yeah, like what are they called again?
Love bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was saying maybe it's because of the El Nino.
Yeah, you were joking.
I was joking.
And then I saw on my phone literally later that day, it was like, nope, El Nino's coming, baby.
Yeah, and so I just want to let you and everybody know that like it's actually serious. There are models predicting that this could be one of the craziest El Nino seasons we've ever experienced.
That's great.
In fact, they're calling it potentially Super El Nino.
Why super? That makes it sound like it's a good thing.
It depends where you are. Because, yes, while Super El Nino forming, which there's only been, how many Super El Ninos? There have only been 5 since 1950.
Okay.
Super El Ninos. And
what does it exactly mean?
El Nino is a warming of the water in the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
That then causes air to rise, which creates the wind shear in our area. Yeah, it leads to an increased wind shear. More or less, what El Nino often winds up bringing with it is an increased hurricane season.
Yeah, it's like big hurricanes, crazier weather. So and also like weather patterns that change drastically very quickly, I feel like, is what I remember with El Nino.
And El Nino doesn't usually start this early either, because it's called El Nino, I think, because of Christmas time, because it's El Nino, like the baby boy Jesus.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, El Nino isn't Nino just
little boy?
Little boy, yeah.
So I believe, and then there's different times where you can get La Nina, but that's different because I think it's the opposite effect. But we don't have that. We have El Nino, which could form next month, they're saying.
Wow.
That's what the models are showing. And depending on the model that you choose to follow, it could be the Euro, it could be the CFS, but many of them are showing that this El Nino is going to be one for the record books.
Well, that's not good. That means destruction. That means homes being crushed or whatever and swept away. And
it literally means Nikki better batten down the hatch.
Yeah, like that's worrisome.
Yeah.
The bugs are a warning.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. They were a harbinger.
They're
It's like
a
you
warning.
See things starting to act a little different.
Yep.
It could be because they know they can sense that El Nino is coming. Or maybe they looked at the models. But what it also can mean is that while, for places that typically are affected by hurricanes, it could be a bad season. If for the Pacific and Northwest, it actually could be kind of dry and a nice winter. So it just depends on your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on where you're looking at it from.
Where you're at, yeah.
But I'm just giving everyone a heads up. This could be a bad El Nino
year.
Yeah. A blockbuster deal has gone down.
Okay.
Between the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium in Pittsburgh and the Franklin Park Zoo in Boston. This one is going to change the entire outlook of zoos going forward and possibly really reset the market.
Okay.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app. So I don't know if you can believe this, Allie, but the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium has sent Frankie, a 7-year-old Western lowland gorilla, to Boston at the Franklin Park Zoo in exchange for Little Joe, the 33-year-old silverback. Little
Joe.
Yeah.
33 years old.
Yeah.
What is the average lifespan of a gorilla? I didn't know they lived that long.
I thought you would know that.
I mean, we never had gorillas in where I was.
Well, all I can say is that I think that adding Little Joe to the Pittsburgh Zoo, I think that's going to add some much needed experience to the squad. I think that's something that Pittsburgh was lacking with their gorillas in their zoo generally. Yeah. They need some experience. They need some veteran leadership. Okay. And so I think this makes a lot of sense for them. They're in win now mode at the Pittsburgh Zoo, whereas Franklin Park Zoo is clearly building for the future. Yeah. So you add a 7-year-old, Frankie. He's setting you up for success down the road.
It's true. He's joining the bachelor group, so he's spreading his genes. Right. That's the plan, at least.
Hopefully add some energy, pumps things up a little bit. They just I think both of these clearly need a change of scenery.
Yeah. Also, so in the wild, gorillas, silverback gorillas, 35 to 40 years is the average lifespan. Mm-hmm. But in human care, so in captivity, they can live well into their 50s.
Oh, wow.
So Little Joe might have several years left.
Maybe Pittsburgh isn't in win now mode after all. This makes the deal even better for them.
Yeah, it could be another 20 years of Little Joe time.
That's right. They are in win now mode, but they also get something they can, some veteran leadership they can count on going forward. And hopefully that will gel well with the locker room. Yeah. Because that's, they need some leadership presence there.
Yeah. Do you think they can win the championship, this figurative championship you're talking about?
I think Pittsburgh with this move definitely has a chance. They're in the mix.
I meant Boston. I didn't think you cared about Pittsburgh at all.
Boston, they're getting rid of Little Joe. I think it's a 7-year-old. that's signaling to me that they know this season is not going to be their year. And so 7 years old.
But it's young talent.
It is young talent. So I think I like what they're building for the future. We got to see what they do in the off season. We got to see.
This is the off season. What are you talking about?
No, it's the summertime. The zoos are heating up. That's when everybody goes to the zoo. So we got to wait till the off season to see. But I do think it's going to adding some excitement. I think their fans were getting restless at the Boston Zoo, you know?
Sure.
I think they're kind of getting tired of little Joe. He's been there he's 33 years old, you know?
Can you imagine if you had done this trade and let's say you traded for like Harambe?
Like the banner that's hanging in the rafters of Harambe?
No, I mean like back in the day, Harambe famously shot Cincinnati Zoo. Imagine if Harambe had gotten traded to another zoo.
You're thinking what could have been?
Not only what could have been, but the poor gorilla that would have been now at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah, well, I don't like to think about that.
Well, I'm just saying, can you imagine if that would have happened? How the other zoo would have felt? We traded our gorilla away to its death.
I think that would, you might have to retire after that.
We're like, we're not trading
I'll tell you
anymore.
what, I think there's a reason that the Cincinnati Zoo isn't involved in any of these deals.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think...
I don't think they've ever financially recovered from that.
No. They did have the hippos, so that kind of helped.
That's true. Fiona was a good PR thing for them.
Yeah, but, that helped them bounce back.
But I don't know. It's they said something about like when Harambe was at the Cincinnati Zoo, he alone brought in like millions of dollars.
Dang.
To the zoo every year.
We need a 30 for 30 about the trade negotiations that were going on with him. Because obviously, he was so valuable, I'm sure Cincinnati didn't want to trade him. They didn't. Yeah, you would have needed a Godfather offer. Yeah. Maybe little Joe. Maybe he could have done the deal.
Little Joe's very grateful that didn't happen.
It's finally happening. The search for the new James Bond has finally begun.
Wow, I thought it began a long time ago, I gotta be honest, with all the speculation about who it was gonna be.
That's what I'm thinking. The search has just begun. The last James Bond movie was in 2021.
Wow.
You're telling me you've just been hanging around for the last 5 years, not trying to find a new James Bond.
Well, I think that there was obviously a lot of changes that happened behind the scenes. So maybe even if the former leadership had somebody pegged as like, this is our guy, this is our new James Bond, maybe the new leadership that came in is like, nope, we're going to pick somebody else and go through a whole new audition process. Yeah, because the last, not only did we end the Daniel Craig era of James Bond after No Time to Die. That was the end of the Barbara Broccoli era as well. Yeah. She had been like the head honcho of James Bond stuff for a while. So she's gone. So now it's up to Amazon MGM. But it's just crazy to me. They just announced in a statement yesterday, the search for the next James Bond is underway. Like they're now officially looking at casting a James Bond, which is good news because it means that we're getting the process actually finally started. Yeah. But it's bad news because you're thinking if they haven't even tried starting to cast a James Bond, right? How many years is it until we'll actually get a movie with James Bond? It's going to be a long time. Did they announce a director pick? Yeah, it's Denis Villeneuve, remember? Yeah, yes, because I remember us talking about something with James Bond, and I feel like it was director, but I couldn't remember who it was. And there's definitely been like different changes. Obviously, I'm sure on Kalshi and Polymarket and whatever, you can bet on who the next James Bond will be. So like the odds of that have fluctuated based off of different movies that have come out and different rumors. But probably all of that was just a bunch of nonsense because they hadn't even started casting yet. They haven't. I mean, we even picked like people that we wanted to see, like long shots, and people we thought were favorites. And I feel like we're going to need to adjust those because it's been like a year since we even did that. Yeah. Okay. So I don't remember. I think I see the name that maybe you might have said, but do you remember who you would have picked? I can't remember who I picked as like a favorite, but my long shot was Jack O'Connell. Okay. He's not one of the favorites here on the list. This is literally according to the betting odds, which obviously could be nothing. But then again, it's people spending their hard-earned money.
And also they could have inside information. It could literally be Barbara Broccoli.
Insider trading.
Callum Turner is the favorite.
Okay, I do remember us talking about him.
Yeah, from Fantastic Beasts and Masters of the Air on Apple TV. I've never seen anything with him in it, I don't think. Jacob Elordi is another favorite.
No. I don't like that idea at all.
You think he's too famous?
I think too pretty.
What about Harris Dickinson?
Also kind of similar with Jacob Elordi, but he is less famous.
Yeah, he has been in Maleficent, The King's Man, and he's going to be John Lennon in the new Beatles movies they're working on.
That's kind of weird with him being John Lennon, but he has kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Leave some famous British people for, another actor, please.
But if he does like play a James Bond, I don't know. He gives off very young, like babyface vibes to me.
Yeah.
So.
There's also Henry Cavill, too old. That's a no.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Nope.
Kind of weird. I don't think so. And then Theo James, who's 41. He's from The White Lotus. Who was he in The White Lotus?
He looks too like kind. You need to have a little bit like suaveness, but also like you need to have
this guy's
a harsher. Not like harsh as in like, John Bernthal, but like just a little bit of an edge to him.
Yeah. I don't think Theo James is the right guy.
No, he's a soft boy looking. He's very handsome, but
all right.
Softness.
So Callum Turner it is.
I guess. He is kind of a perfect mix of those things.
Yeah. Let us know who you think should be the next James Bond now that they're actually trying to find one.
Yeah.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U. On the menu today is the brand new Firecracker Pop Oreos. These are limited edition for the summer, of course. It says Firecracker Pop, but Allie, we all have eyes. We know what this is. This is a Bomb Pop. They've made a Bomb Pop Oreo, but they probably couldn't get the rights to the Bomb Pop brand.
I just love the little stripes. The stripes are so cool, and it's got like the red, white, and blue in the middle for the cream.
I think that's cool, but also it's giving toothpaste.
Oh, is it?
Doesn't it look like Crest or Aquafresh?
Maybe a little bit.
The ones that come in the tricolor, stripes.
Yeah, I haven't used those in a long time, like since I was a kid.
Yeah, it's also, the smell is definitely smelling like a one of these popsicles. So
yeah, the smell definitely smells like the popsicle.
It says, obviously it's a golden Oreo. It says it's blue raspberry, lemon, and cherry flavored cream inside. Obviously, when you're eating one of those Bomb Pops, it works.
Yeah.
But also you don't necessarily get all three flavors at once, where this Oreo you definitely should. So
that's true.
Who's diving in first?
I don't know. I guess I'll take a bite.
All right, do it. You're doing the whole thing without separation.
Yep.
Eating it like Oreo probably intended, although I also think they intended with milk, and we didn't
get the milk
think that
because
far
the last
ahead.
time that husband went out to get the milk, his car broke down.
Literally. So I'm anti-milk until from that moment. All right, you're in.
It's very good. Surprise, surprise. Oreo knocked it out of the park again. It's a little bit more sugary than I probably would like. Mm-hmm. Particularly like, what did you say the blue was? Blue raspberry? Mm-hmm. Like that's a bit rich to me compared to a regular Oreo. But it's not bad at all.
It's very...
I could smash these.
It might be because I ate with the red on the bottom. And so I wonder if it would taste different if I flipped it over. But it was very cherry forward to me, to almost the point of feeling kind of like medicine, which was not great.
Well, I led with the blue raspberry first.
Yeah, maybe I need to do that.
And it did not taste medicine-y.
Let me take another bite in here then.
You're just taking the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, I still need to peel it apart, too.
Yeah.
I think that's a vital part of testing an Oreo.
Do the peel apart test, and let's see. Okay, so it peeled apart quite well.
First of all, very clean peel.
Yes.
I love that. A clean peel of an Oreo. And what I would do is eat this part out.
Eat the cream.
And then dip the cookie part in milk. But yet again,
no milk.
No milk. So,
by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this is a blonde cookie, like the vanilla. I don't know.
Golden Oreo.
Golden, yeah, that's right, golden.
Okay, full, just only the firecracker part.
The firecracker part.
Just the whole mouthful of cream.
Yeah.
I don't even know what sound effect to play for that.
Also, I was looking this up. There used to be, I don't know if they still have them or if they're bringing them back for the America 250 as well, and 4th of July Memorial Day. They had like a firecracker Oreo cookie that had like little popping candy in the cream. And that was just the firework Oreo.
Oh yeah, that's different.
This is the firecracker pop.
Right.
So it's a little different than the firework Oreo.
It is actually crazy. Allie, if you still have any left, you should definitely do this. If you peel it apart and only eat the cream, it tastes like an actual bomb pop.
Okay.
It tastes exactly like one, in a way that like it tastes way different when you have the cookie involved. That right there is actually probably a more unhealthy version of just having a bomb pop.
Yeah.
More unhealthy and smaller, like quicker experience, but also you don't have to worry about it melting versus a bomb pop. It's kind of crazy how they nailed that.
The flavors are definitely nailed.
But then it gets overwhelmed or changed and altered by when you add the cookie in. So if I recommend peeling them apart to eat these. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. When I ate it just as that with the cream.
Yeah.
That's really when the lemon flavor came out.
Exactly. I couldn't taste the lemon either.
Could not taste the lemon before.
I also think it really depends on which way you have this cookie turned, because whatever is on your tongue is what you're going to taste.
Yeah.
So,
also, you have a little bit of the blue on your mouth.
All right, we'll have to work on that. So I feel like we have educated people a lot on these.
Okay.
This trial and error that we found a lot of things. So definitely peel these apart to eat these, the firecracker pop Oreos. And definitely have milk. That was a big mistake on our part.
But they were good.
They are good.
Yeah.
Especially when you peel them apart. Radio U, where music is going. 8772 Radio U. Allie, you're wearing your Cavs jersey right now.
Oh yeah, Game 6, baby.
Who's on the back of that? Who's number 35?
This was a jersey for Isaac Okoro. Unfortunately, traded away from the team. The reason I chose an Isaac Okoro jersey because his family's from Nigeria.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made Isaac Okoro jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, he was a pretty pivotal part of the team early on before like Donovan Mitchell was added. So they were still like building back after they, lost LeBron for the second time.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So you didn't have a lot of good options to choose from at that time.
Very good defensive player, and I really liked him a lot. And when I saw that they had an Isaac Okoro jersey because of the African connection, I was like, absolutely.
There you go. Let me ask you, tonight, Cavs play Game 6, do or die for the Pistons.
Yes.
I feel like the Cavs close it out, right?
I mean, we'll see. Anything
They haven't
can
lost
happen.
at home yet.
They haven't lost at home yet, but anything can happen.
They also had one on the road to Game 5.
The Pistons are 6-6 in the playoffs. The Cavs are 7-5. So both of these teams have flaws.
Yeah.
And so you never know if somebody could get hot, and we'll see. But yeah, I think definitely I would favor the Cavs considering they are undefeated at home. I think it's, as Kenny Atkinson said, do or die for them too, because if you go back to Detroit,
you don't want that.
That's just a bad. It's not going to go well. So I would say you have to close out the series here to if you want to win and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Which actually, I think I told you something yesterday that was incorrect.
Okay.
I had Googled to see if the Cavs have ever made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without LeBron James.
Yeah.
And Google said they'd never made it.
Okay.
But I was listening to the Hoop Collective, which is Brian Windhorst's podcast, and Brian's from Cleveland.
He would know.
He said that
He knows more than Google.
He said the Cavs in 1992 made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, which that's the Larry Nance, Mark Price, Brad Doherty team.
Oh, yeah.
A very good team, but also pretty impressive to make it in the 90s when you had a lot of good Eastern Conference teams to go up against. So they have made it before without LeBron, but it's been since 1992.
Okay, so here's my actual question, because this is not just about the Cavs, but it's just about sports fandom in general. Let's say the Cavs lose tonight. And I text you right after the game, and I'm like, what happened to your Cavs? Are you going to be, like, how would you take that?
I mean, how would you have taken it last night if I would have texted you about your team losing?
Yeah, I would have been really upset. Yes. That's why I'm wondering. Like, I know some people like to trash talk, right? And that's why I'm kind of asking. My Sabres are playing my dad's team, the Canadians.
Right. Did he text you?
No.
Okay, good.
We haven't talked at all about it. And I know because we both understand. Well, partly one, even though he's a Canadian super fan, he doesn't always watch all the games live.
Oh.
Sometimes he's out doing stuff, but he doesn't want it spoiled, of course.
Yeah, so he's just like, I'll watch it when I get home.
Yeah, or he'll be listening on the radio. But yeah, I'm not going to text him and be like, look at that goal, because he might not have seen it yet.
Yeah.
But also, Mrs. Hudson's like, how come you guys don't trash talk? You should trash talk. And I'm like, I don't know. I think my dad is kind of similar, even though he wouldn't be as vocal about it. But to me, I don't want to trash talk during games, because if it's not going well, it's just going to I'll be fun about it, but I'm going to be really actually upset.
Right.
And so I don't need any more emotional anything. And I also don't want to add that to anybody else.
Yeah.
It once you give it a day, like when Nene comes in here after the Cowboys or LeBron loses or whatever, a day is fine. If you want to trash talk me after the Packers lose to the Bears the next day, that's fine. But that night of, I'm probably so upset that we don't need to text, you know?
Yeah, sure. I'm the same way. And it's honestly, I kind of the do unto others as you want done to you.
Exactly.
And so for me, I'm not about the trash talk thing and being like, your team sucks and my team's awesome and blah, blah, blah.
And then especially during the game, because you don't know how it could change.
You don't know how it's going to go.
The Sabres were up 3-2 last night.
Yeah, you don't know how it's going to go. But also, as a person that loves the Cleveland teams, I'm too scarred to go after people, you know?
You don't have enough confidence.
I haven't seen a lot of success in my lifetime when it comes to professional sports. When it comes to the Buckeyes, I'll trash talk. The Buckeyes have been an amazing franchise, one of the winningest programs in all of college football, and win the championships. But for the Cleveland teams, it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Most of them not in my lifetime.
I'm into trash talk. For now, I could be like, oh, it's crazy that 21 Pilots scheduled their big Ohio Stadium concert on the same night that Ohio State's going to lose to Indiana. I can say that now. I would not be talking that kind of stuff.
I guarantee you they'll be playing that game at the stadium if it's at the same time.
It's in Indiana. So,
on the screen.
Yeah.
21 Pilots is not going to want to miss it if it's a primetime game.
I think the thinking is that'll be a big noon kickoff game probably. So they wouldn't conflict. But and then 21 Pilots can heal everybody's wounds after all the Ohio State fans are upset.
No. They don't have Mendoza anymore. They're going down.
But see, we can do this now, but I'm not a Indiana fan, but I wouldn't be trash talking Ohio State during the game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be texting you look at how bad Ohio State looks. I didn't do that this past season. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have had many opportunities to. They didn't lose in the regular season.
They lost to Miami and Indiana.
Well, they didn't lose in the regular season.
But I didn't text you when they lost.
Yeah, but
even though that game against Miami was pathetic.
That game against Miami definitely was bad.
All right. So no texting tonight.
Okay.
Or the rest of the weekend. Is it time to bring back bartering? 8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app, because apparently, particularly for beauty stuff, this has become more common. I don't know much about beauty, but this is what I'm reading.
Beauty products? People bartering for beauty products?
Or people with beauty products will then use, they'll be like, hey, to the person that is a hairstylist, I'll trade some beauty products my beauty products for you cutting my hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, kind of a situation where you're offering similar services or products, but obviously, See,
I view that as a little different.
Okay.
Bartering to me, I view as you are trying to get the price to change of something. And that is kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I view that more as trading, which was a huge practice all through American history. You would trade for things and really human history.
Yeah.
So I'm less against that coming back because that seems somewhat easier to me. But bartering, I had to do that in Africa.
Yeah.
I was not good at it.
Yeah, negotiating a price.
Negotiate price because
we still do that with cars and stuff.
Yeah, but and I'm bad at that too. So another reason why I don't want to bring it back because I especially, you can go to a yard sale and you see a bunch of stuff that you want, but it's no price is listed on it.
Yes.
I hate that because as soon as you ask them for what the price is, they're going to try and upcharge you because they know you're interested in it.
I'm with you on that. I do not like yard sales that don't have the prices.
Yeah, put the price tag on the
items. At least put the price tag on, and then if I have 5 things and they're all $1 and you're like, I'll give you all 5 for $4 or whatever, or I could say that.
Right.
That's fine. I probably won't because I'm also scared of negotiating with people. But at least the yard sale is much less lower stakes.
Yeah.
Where buying a car, I'm like...
I always feel behind the 8 ball buying a car.
If I lose out on $1 at a yard sale, I can live with myself. If I realize that I paid $4,000 extra for my car, and that's an entire year's worth of car payments, I'm going to be upset.
Yes, very, very upset.
But bartering is, in this case, is more the trading of things that aren't money.
Products and services, trading them. See,
which
I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I don't want to do this either.
I mean, I don't like it in the sense that I would much prefer to just have a set price and pay that because then I don't have to have the awkward conversations and the awkward negotiation.
Yeah.
But like, if our world went back to we're trading for everything again, I wouldn't have as big of a problem with that as like I'm trying to barter with you to get the price down or whatever.
But I think there's something important you're missing, Allie.
What?
That's specific to us, and that is we don't have anything to offer.
Yeah. We have nothing worthy of a trade.
We don't have any useful skills or services that we can offer in exchange for products. So that really harms our buying power.
So we got to keep it to the money.
We do.
That's the best solution.
Not that we have a lot of that either.
Yeah, right. But it is the best solution. I much prefer to have a set price and I don't have to ask anybody anything.
It's at least something. But if you're the type of person that's into bartering, apparently it's making a comeback.
Oh, no.
Baseball season's in full swing. Would you be more or less likely to go to a baseball game where the promotion for the day was nothing? 8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app. The Louisville Bats, I think they're a AAA team in Louisville, of course.
Yep.
They just did this. They had a nothing night where all fans who attended the game received nothing. But not only that, they also had no entertainment between innings, no mascots, no music, no on-field promotions, no T-shirt cannon, just beautiful baseball. Would you be more or less likely to go to a baseball game if they were doing a nothing night?
I think most people would say no.
They'd be less likely?
I think a lot of people are very infatuated with the show, especially now with the rise of Banana Ball, Savannah Bananas, the Party Animals. For them, the game is completely secondary if you go to those.
For kids, a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids, but also a lot of...
Can't sit and pay attention.
Yeah, but also a lot of adults who just don't care for baseball. They'll go because it's a show. Like, it's not really about the baseball. And it's also not even baseball. Like, they're playing a different version of baseball. The rules are different and stuff. And they have, like, a clock. So, like, the games aren't going long, you know? But for me, as a fan of the game of baseball, I would love this because I used to do this. I used to go, when I was in college, I would just go to a baseball game for my college. I had very little frills and just enjoy sitting there, watching the game of baseball being played.
That is true. If you want to go to a nothing night, that's just called Little League.
Well, I mean, Little League is entertaining because it's kids, but like you could go to a high school game, you could go to a college game. Now you're going to get walk-up songs at the very least and probably songs in between innings. It sounds like they weren't even doing that at this game. So I would still like to have that because I love the walk-up songs. I think it's fun to have that personality for the batter. And then when the closer comes out, he's got his song that he's warming up to. Yeah. So I don't want it to be entirely nothing, but I also get the appeal of this. And certainly for a AAA team, this is going to probably save them some money if they do these nothing night celebrations.
It sounds like their nothing night was definitely a hit. And to me, it also a hit. It also it sounds like a grand slam to me. Because we don't do ads here at Radio U. A lot of all of the other stuff that comes along with all the stuff is
advertisement.
Yeah, it's the T-shirt cannon brought to you by Jeter's Hot Dogs or whatever. Right. And it's just like, it's a lot of ads.
Yeah.
It's also just like, we don't need all this stuff.
No.
And I also feel like this is kind of an inclusive way to do sports because you think like a lot of stores will have like sensory friendly times where you can go and shop without the music and like trying to make it more accommodating to people with like on the spectrum or stuff like that. why can't we do that with baseball too? And just people that like a little peace and quiet. This is how baseball used to be.
Yes.
I'm not asking you to do it every night. I would enjoy that if I was going to every game. Obviously, I can't afford that. But if I was choosing a game to go to, the nothing night actually might be one that piqued my interest.
Well, it's a celebration of the game. And that to me is a huge thing. And no matter what team it is playing, I'm happy that they're celebrating the game of baseball because it's an awesome game. It's truly an American game. There's nothing, I mean, cricket is similar, but like there's nothing really like it. And so, yeah.
And yeah, when like you go to NBA games now, they have music like playing the entire duration of the game, basically.
Even while the plays are going on.
That's what I'm saying. And like Live Golf is that way too, to the point where I'm like, do they even like the game at all?
Right.
Or are you just going for the party atmosphere?
Just going for the entertainment.
Because there's a lot of places you can go for that, but there's only so many you can go to actually watch quality sports. And so that's why I want it to stand on its own.
Yep.
Get your popcorn ready. It's our Friday tradition, the weekend watch list, looking at which new movies you could be watching in theaters and only in theaters this weekend. We've got some critical darlings this week.
Oh.
And Allie, you'll be happy about this. At least one good horror film.
Okay.
And we'll start with that. It's called Obsession.
Ah, yes, I have seen trailers for this.
Obsession is the story. After breaking a mysterious one-wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic gets exactly what he asked for. However, he soon discovers that some desires come at a dark and sinister price.
It does look like concept-wise, looks pretty interesting. But even in the trailer, it feels like the concept runs short rather quickly. Like it gets old.
Yeah, well, the critics seem to think differently because it has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That makes me feel pretty good about it because the trailer makes it seem as if like it's going to get old.
Eric Pippenberg of the New York Times says, director Curry Barker shows real promise as a horror storyteller. His instincts about when to hold back and when to plunge the knife are scalpel sharp.
That's what you need if you're going to direct a horror movie.
Yeah, so Obsession is now in theaters.
Okay.
Also now in theaters, In the Gray, a covert team of elite operatives embarks on a mission to steal back $1 billion fortune from a ruthless tyrant. This does not have enough reviews to have a score on Rotten Tomatoes yet, but Travis Hobson of Punch Drunk Critics says there's no gray area with In the Gray, as it's squarely one of the weakest films of Guy Ritchie's career.
Oh, Guy Ritchie with a letdown.
Yeah, it's a Guy Ritchie movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Henry Cavill, Isa Gonzalez, and Rosamund Pike. A pretty good cast.
Yeah, that's a dang good cast.
But the review, I mean, like there's literally 8 critic reviews right now. They seem pretty split down the middle.
Okay.
But none of the positives are like 10 out of 10. So,
yeah.
Doesn't sound like one of Guy Ritchie's better options.
All right.
Also in theaters this weekend, Is God Is. 2 sisters embark on an epic quest for revenge, confronting a charged family history that pushes them to extraordinary lengths. Is God Is now in theaters. It has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Lisa Kennedy of the New York Times says, Is God Is nimble with its pleasures and assured in its gravity.
Okay.
And finally, Life Hack. Kyle and his friends hack for fun, pranking online scammers. Seeking a bigger thrill, they target billionaire Don Hurd through his daughter Lindsay's social media, stealing his cryptocurrency.
That sounds so boring.
Life Hack is now in theaters. It has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What are these ratings, Rotten Tomatoes?
Check this out. Kyle Smith of the Wall Street Journal. He's one of our favorite critics.
Yeah?
He's right up there with William Bibiani.
No, William stands alone.
Kyle Smith. I trust Kyle Smith.
Okay.
He says, director Ronan Corrigan not only directs with verve, but he and his co-writer Hope Elliott Kemp also find sly ways to say things without saying them.
Oh, that's what we want. Subtext.
Yeah. So maybe it's one of those things where the description just doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, the description sounds like really confusing and kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like the plot doesn't sound very interesting to me.
It feels like the description is incomplete because they target a billionaire through his daughter stealing his cryptocurrency. And it stops. It feels like,
yeah, it's like,
but
so?
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but maybe that would spoil it. So,
yeah.
That is what we have out new this week. Also, I guess it's not a movie because it's less than an hour long, but the Punisher One Last Kill special that bridges the gap between Daredevil Born Again and the new Spider-Man movie is on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I just finished Daredevil Born Again last night.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try to watch Punisher this weekend.
Nice.
The Punisher special.
Nice.
So that's another option. What do you think you'll be watching, Allie? Any ideas?
I don't know yet, but I have a feeling for box office, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is still going to be like number one.
It's definitely
I
got
don't
a
think any
shot.
of these new movies are going to get the number one spot.
Yeah, even though Obsession, I think, has a lot of
It has a
push
chance.
behind it.
Yeah, but it's
But a
not
horror
like,
movie.
It's hard for horror movies to beat out something that's as big as like a big pop culture box office hit thing, but maybe.
One
I'd
other
be
thing to
surprised.
quickly mention is that Project Hail Mary is available for video on demand now. So
All right.
if you missed that in theaters, now's your chance to watch it at home for a price.
Yeah.
Caleb Gordon, that's your weekend watch list. We'll see you at the movie.
We have another asteroid update, Hudson.
Oh, no.
This one is being labeled as a city killer.
It's going to hit us and kill a city?
It is not.
I hope it's not our city.
It's not going to hit our city. It's not going to
okay.
hit any city. But if it
Well, that doesn't feel like an appropriate name then.
Right. If it was going to hit Earth, they say it could be, the damage could be bad enough to destroy a city. But it's only going to pass by Earth. It is not going to actually land on Earth or make impact.
Okay.
So, but astronomers
So what's
are
the big deal then?
Astronomers are still monitoring it, and it is going to make a close approach in 2026. It's known as, weirdly enough, the asteroid is known as 2024 YR4. These names for these asteroids all over the place. But it is large enough, as we said, to, if it were to land on Earth, cause major regional destruction if it were to ever strike like a populated area and not the ocean.
Yeah.
Which is more than likely what would happen even if it did, like hit Earth. It would probably hit the ocean because that's what most of Earth is covered by. But scientists have stressed that there really is currently no confirmed threat of an impact to Earth. So nothing to worry about here.
I'm reading here that it's like passing by on Monday.
Yeah.
And that it's going to be within 56,000 miles of Earth.
And that's really close.
That doesn't sound that close. But it also
sound
says
close to us, but like in space terms, like you use things like light years and stuff. And so to be able to describe it in miles is like, that means it's close by.
It also says that distance is about a quarter of the length between the Earth and the moon. And we just flew to the moon.
Yeah.
And back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be between the Earth and the moon.
Yes.
So does that mean it's going to hit like satellites and stuff? Because like satellites, the International Space Station, everything that's in space is closer, like that we use, is closer than the moon, right?
Yes.
So does that mean like satellites are going to be knocked down by this thing?
I don't think it's currently, I don't think the trajectory is currently a worry for it to hit any satellites. It might hit some space debris, like other just things that are floating out in space.
Yeah, because now what I'm hearing, like we talked about how like there's so much junk in space and they're worried about it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this thing is going to get between the Earth and the moon and there's so much junk in our atmosphere or whatever floating around in our orbit, and yet it won't hit any of that.
Yeah,
that matters.
It's not going to be close enough to be in our atmosphere.
But it's between the Earth and the moon.
Yeah, but our atmosphere doesn't extend the whole way.
Yeah, but okay, the satellites aren't in our atmosphere, but they're in our orbit, right?
Well,
like the moon.
They would be considered probably closer to our atmosphere than this asteroid would be getting. Like they're not a quarter away from, they're not one quarter.
They're further than, or they're closer than a quarter of the way to the moon.
I would assume most of them are, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The moon is further away than I thought, I guess.
Well, and the further away that you get from Earth, the harder it is to transmit information back.
Right.
It takes longer and all of that. So you don't want to be really that far away if you have a satellite flying up there. It's not going to be as effective of a satellite.
The International Space Station, for example, is only 250 miles.
Yeah, because you don't want to be that far away because you wouldn't be able to have like instant communication.
But the moon is 238,000 miles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which is why it took the astronauts, they went around Earth a couple times before they slingshot out to the moon. But it took them still a while to go around and come back. It took them a few days.
That is great. I mean, think about it. I don't know if it's literally going to be between the Earth and the moon, but the idea that an asteroid is coming so close.
Yeah.
It's closer than the moon.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty dang close.
It does, but also as the astronauts from like Artemis 2 mentioned so many times, what you see when you're out in space is like just blackness. Because there's just so much space.
Yeah.
Like there's just nothing out there. So even like the people saying there's so much stuff in the atmosphere, they're really exaggerating because it's like it's so empty up there.
Yeah. Okay, wait, last question. Are we going to be able to like see this thing?
I don't know.
Can we make wishes on Monday?
I mean, you make wishes on shooting stars.
Well, won't this look like a shooting star?
Maybe if you can see it. I don't know if we can see it though. 50,000 miles.
If it's big enough to kill a city.
Yeah, but 50,000 miles out, like that's, I don't know.
The debate rages on about what should happen to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app. Let us know which side you're on, the SEC and ESPN's or the Big Ten and ACC and Big 12.
They're all joining together.
Those three have one opinion. The SEC and ESPN have another.
Okay.
One side says 2014 playoff. The other side says 12 is fine. 14 or 16 would do, but no more than 16.
Okay.
Which side are you on?
I'm happy with 12.
Okay, so you're on the SEC, ESPN
I think
side.
I might be, which is shocking because I hate the SEC.
I know.
That's more just because they're annoying to me,
Yeah.
not because it's like I think that they're bad or whatever. But they are good. It's just I think that I'm happy with the 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
The only thing I would change is I would have the second round still be played at home stadiums.
Yeah.
Because I do think the atmosphere is so much better at home than at these like corporate events, which are, the road. I get the appeal of having an indoor stadium experience, but come on, like they're just so much better at home with the fans and the student section. It's just so much more electric.
I think it would be more fun. And like if you start things over, like for the NFL playoffs, they sometimes talk about putting the conference championship games at neutral sites. Horrible idea.
Yeah.
Because teams earn the home field advantage.
Right.
And so if you flipped it to where we're taking away home field advantage to play it at a neutral site, it sounds ridiculous. But when it's already at a neutral site, for some reason, it's really hard to change.
Yep.
Even though the more home field games you can have, I think the better.
Yep.
I agree with you on that. And I agree with the SEC and ESPN. 16 is the absolute max.
Yeah, we don't need to turn college football into college basketball.
No.
It's just ridiculous if we keep expanding the playoff. I mean, it was already a miracle that we had a 4-team playoff. So the idea of 24-team playoff is just absurd to me.
Yeah, and if I'm sorry, the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th best teams do not need to be playing for a championship at the end of the year.
I don't want to watch those games because a lot of those games will probably be going on at the same time, and so it'll be similar to like March Madness. And I get it, March Madness very exciting, but college football, the great thing about college football is like, especially during the playoffs, every game has a weight to it that like I tune into every game, even if it's SMU. Like I'm going to watch the games, and if you make it 24 teams, there's going to be games I'm skipping.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be. That's definitely going to be a problem when you're getting the third best team in the Big 12 versus the 8th best team in the SEC.
Exactly. We don't need those games.
We don't need that. So we're firmly on team SEC and ESPN here. I think they actually have it right.
I think they do.
And I don't know if I often agree with ESPN.
I know. I definitely don't.
Especially because they seem to want to exploit, squeeze all the money they can. They seem like they would want more games.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they are on the side of not expanding because they definitely benefit from playoff games. But I will say part of the reason why they may be going against this is because they won't be able to handle that amount of games, which means they can't have exclusive rights to the playoff games. So it would expand it to other networks, which I am in support of. I think other networks should carry playoff games like NBC and Fox. But I don't want 24 teams.
I also think they probably they may actually understand, and I'm surprised they can actually see this. that if they expand too much, it will chew into the interest in the games the rest of the year.
Yes, the regular season will lose its importance, which it's one of the few sports where the regular season still matters a lot, but it'll lose its importance if it's 24 teams in. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.